welcome. I know what some of you might be thinking, why on February the 8th, but yeah, as I said, it is my birthday. Back in 2016 when I finished college, I started something, I say special, in a sense, and today I get to finish it. So, let's begin. What's up, guys? My name is Joe Wright. I am an Irish artist. If you know me, you probably know me from either the theatre, books or music. Welcome back if you have seen my older stuff before. I have a copybook today because I've got a lot of stuff to talk about. First of all, it is my birthday. I always said on my birthday that I wanted to release a few projects, and that is exactly what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to refer back to this every now and again, so please bear with me. When I graduated college back in 2016, I started writing Astronaut, which is that one up there. I always had it in my head that I wanted to create a trilogy. I just didn't know what trilogy I wanted to create until I made Astronaut. Now, you've probably heard me speak about Astronaut, but when I was in London, I was in my uncle's little kitchen, and I remember the Apollo House takeover, and I always thought, like, I wanted to make something that would benefit that, or benefit that cause, which was homelessness. And I think the idea then became that the work I created was to help, I suppose, help and entertain. It was always a challenge to kind of help and entertain people, especially because usually the topics that help people are not very entertaining, or the way they're usually spoken aren't very entertaining. They're very dark, and that was dark, but was entertaining, I believe. Written in spoken word poetry, which obviously then transferred over to my other projects, which I'll get to in a second. But Astronaut was a big thing. That went, where did that go? That started in London. Went to up to Drogheda, got to performing in Laytown, went back to Dublin, and then finished at the last run of it in 2019 in the Vault Festival. So thank you to them. Got some great reviews, all that stuff. But yeah, I kind of set me on that journey of I want to create work that helps people, and I originally started writing a second script for the Seen and Heard in Dublin. We sampled that work, and that went really well, and that idea was, to me, that was going to be my best play. I knew once I started editing and the idea that came with it, I knew that this was going to be a hybrid, poignant entertainment meets help sort of vibe, and it took me a lot of time to really write that script. With that, my third one, which kind of falls as my second one really, is Columbia March, which is right here. Columbia March was a show that I was lucky enough to do with Eoin O'Sullivan. Big shout out to Eoin O'Sullivan, fantastic actor from Dublin. We got to create this complete farcical hybrid show. That how to describe the show is, it's not unexplainable, but it's not far off unexplainable. It's a piece of theatre, stand-up, skit show, all kind of blended into one kind of performance piece. The idea was that it was complete farce, and it kind of touched on tropes of obviously the old IRA and stuff like that, because every Irish writer needs an IRA show, or old history IRA show, or something that has some sort of connotation to the IRA. So yeah, I got to write that. And to everyone who came in London to that show, me and Eoin really appreciate you. We really do. The reviews I got was really good. Obviously, Fucking Magical is the one that we wanted to put on. The reviewer referred back to the script that we used. And I say to refer back to the script that we used because the script itself is going to be forever changing. We've already come up with new ideas for that particular show already, which is great. We hope that one day we get to bring it to Ireland. We are looking at venues. We've emailed. We've tried to contact with a couple of venues for that particular piece. It is a late night piece. It's not Shakespeare in the Park, put it that way. It's more Adam and Paul meets Waiting for Godot. Something along those lines. With a bit of IRA in it. But not. On a boat. With a seagull. Singing songs. Yeah. That's the best way to describe it, I'd say. With that kind of writing and shows and stuff like that, that kind of brings me around to my, like I was saying with the spoken word, it kind of brings me into my notions, my first book that I got to write in 2021. This was a kind of first test for me, being able to piece together a lot of the spoken word political kind of stuff that I'd usually write. Originally I wanted to put Astronaut in a book, and then obviously follow it up with a few more pieces. That went really well, that book. That first book really hit home. There was a lot of different pieces in it. A lot of people connected with it. People obviously sending me messages and stuff like that, so I really thank you all for that. That is a truck. Great time to record, but hey, it is what it is. Notions was illustrated by Gary Doyle, Gary James Doyle, the photographer, I don't know, one of them, by my garbage man. Thank you, Gary, I really appreciate it. It was edited by Christina Reynolds, which I really appreciate, and that is this book right here. This book has, like, some of the illustrations in it are fantastic. This particular piece, Laystown. This is when I knew I could write short, longer pieces, if that makes sense. Like, Astronaut was a challenge for me, but Laytown was a piece that, I don't know, kind of gave me a little bit of purpose, a hope to be able to write sort of this kind of stuff. And yeah, Laytown, I suppose, yeah. Other projects in this, there's a great Educated. Educated was a piece when the general election was happening. You can see it in here. When the general election was happening, and there was the kind of coalition between Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil, even though they weren't Sinn Féin, I think, were the popular vote that year. It was a nice little insight of how, I don't know, enemies can become friends when you need to be, I suppose. So yeah, this was all in notions. Don't tell me what we're fighting for when all I see is hurt, a window's gaze through your pain and my own, a shattered view to birth the truth in a false world of culture, judgment and cancelled souls. That is basically Twitter. Thanks, Eoin. Thanks, Eoin. Yeah. With that, I kind of got the urge to look back at my old stuff when I created Notions. I kind of got the attempt to, let's show my progression as a writer. Let's see what I can do. So I went back to my older stuff, and lo and behold, I found some scripts. I found the very first full script I wrote. Now, when I tell you this was shite, pure pony. But it's in there. It's in. What book is it in? It is in the second book. It is in this Glimpse, which was released in December. Yeah, Pirate was the name of the first show I'd ever written. Now in it, there's Columbia Marches in this, the script of Columbia March, which is fantastic. I hope you all get to read it and enjoy it. The kind of madness that's on the actual paper, if you can piece it together now, in fairness. But yeah, in this I got to scatter some pieces in some of my kind of political poetry sort of stuff in it as well. And I think Rental Market is one that it's so between the lines, like it plays on a lot of words. So there's a piece in it where, the last stake across the last line with all signs pointing up for the gods whose sake. That's like the for sale sign going across the property line, and everyone's saying, for God's sake, like it's already sold. That sort of vibe. So there is, it's a lot of the work in there is between the lines. But I think the most poignant piece in this is direct provision. Yeah. I seen a couple of videos online about what the people who are currently in direct provision and that kind of system, they were being fed bags of food. I mean, fucking hell, like, do you know what I mean? What do you say to that? Bags of food. I just penned. As soon as I seen the video, I kind of wrote itself, to be perfectly honest. It shouldn't be. It's something that shouldn't exist in this country. I just don't understand. I really don't understand a lot of the times in this country, the things that happen. For who we are, where we've come from, things that have happened to the Irish people. I just don't understand a lot of it. But yeah, it's in here. So go check it out if you can as well, if you want. You've probably just seen some of it online. I will be doing recordings and stuff of it. That obviously, the progression, the spoken word and writing and stuff like that. Obviously another thing I like to do is sing. And in 2018 I was lucky enough to kind of join up, link up, is that what they say? With FOB. FOB Beats, music producer, has worked with, I don't know, he's worked with loads of people. He has millions of streams, his music's been all over bleeding television. He's absolutely smashing it. And I was lucky enough to approach him and get to create music with him. I think that was my biggest, as a younger man, as someone who was younger, I was very conscious about doing something like that. And just having a chat with him and having a coffee, we ended up breaking down and breaking down the songs and music and lyrics and all that sort of stuff. And I was, very lucky to have someone like that around the town. And with that, I was able to, as a musician, my music itself is only getting, I say, stronger in a way. My writing and the confidence that we have between, like, in the studio is only getting better. So really appreciate the work that Fiona's done. FOB, we will be working together soon. Which brings me to today. I will say later in the year I want to be working. The idea of getting to this age and still wanting to do this. Let's be honest. The getting to this age and still wanting, and still the hunger to be wanting to do this, because it's still a struggle. It's not fucking easy. A lot of people back down around this age, and I know that. A lot of people life gets in the way. But this is something I've set out for many years, and I'm stubborn enough to not give up on doing it. Let's put it that way. I'm a pain in the arse, so you're stuck with me. Sorry. The next kind of progression for me is film. If no one's going to cast me in a film, I'll make my own bloody film. That's how the books came about. That's how the theatre came about, and that's how the music came about. And that seems to be a lot of the progression in a lot of today's artists, especially in Ireland. The opportunities. A lot of the theatres work with the same actors. I understand, because they have to sell tickets. It makes a lot of sense. There's only a few roles in each particular piece floating around, and there's a lot of actors in Ireland. So there's a lot of competition. And whoever's doing it, brilliant. Keep smashing it. I love it. So in film, I've always wanted, that's kind of always been the end goal, to hire like a bunch of people to have a little cinema showing of a film we made, or me in a film, or something that if I ever do have kids, I get to show my kid. And as you can tell, I tell my age by even mentioning fucking kids. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so later in the year I will be hopefully creating my first one. Fingers crossed. That is the natural progression, and I hope that happens. So let's hope for that. Now, back to today. Today is a great fucking day. Today is February the 8th. Today is my birthday. Today is the day I get to release all this shit. not shit. All this stuff, all this work, all this stuff I put a lot of work into. So, in saying that, on Spotify right now, I've just released Politic Volume 1. Politic is a play on words, which is in one of the shows. Political and you're tick. You're a politic. You're tick about politics, basically. It is a lot of spoken word poetry that I was able to record myself. A lot of the pieces that you found in the books, and they're all mulched together in this kind of EP format where you get to listen to each individual piece. Do check it out because you don't have to pay for it. It's already on the social DSPs and all that sort of stuff. So go check it out. Politic Volume 1 is out now. I do like direct provisioning. I do like the rental market. I do like all those little pieces that are in it. And yeah, if you do connect with it, do share it, do like it. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me what I could improve on it, I suppose. The first time I actually tried it. If I was able to write more like it, would you like that? Because I could do that, no problem. That seems like a nice thing to do, I think. So yeah, announcement 1. Politic Volume 1 is out now. And not the only thing about doing music. Obviously in the last couple of years I was able to create 2 EPs. One, the Feel Good Movement, which was a first sampling into my own music kind of journey. Acoustic guitar sort of stuff, little play, let's just seeing where I fit, seeing what I sounded like, a little progression. From there I got to create Vanilla Gorilla, the larger scale EP. I got to sample loads of different sounds, got to test out different synths, got to try my vocals at different things. Things worked, things didn't work. That's just the way that is. But there's some really great sounds on Vanilla Gorilla, so I do urge you to check that out a little bit if you can. But with that, I will be releasing new music this year. New music, a new EP will be coming later this year. Produced by FOB, he's going to smash it. I do have a new song coming out in the next couple of days. Let's put it that way. It's going to be out in the next couple of days. My new song is going to be called Alive. I can't wait for you to hear it. It's a different sound completely. It's synthy. There's a touch of 80s into it. There's a touch of 90s, that old disco-y vibe. Really looking forward for everyone to hear this song. And yeah, that's going to be a vibe that's going into the next project, because the next project is going to be called Elevation. And that's exactly what's happened with the sound of my music. It's just elevated. It's becoming more mature, like myself, but it's coming into a sound that I really always wanted to do. It's a sound that I never thought I'd be able to do, if I'm being perfectly honest. I always assumed that the only sounds I'd be able to create are the sounds I could make with my own guitar. And as soon as I was able to link up with Fionn was able to smash that, no problem. He's a great producer and he's absolutely smashing the songs that are on this, that are going to be on this EP. So I've got a little bit more work to do on it, but that will be out later in the year. So that's announcement 2. New music is coming out. Elevation will be out later in the year, and my new song Alive will be out in the next couple of days. So keep your eyes out on all my social media, because that's going to be everywhere. I'm going to be wrecking everyone's head and I can't wait. Next up, what is next up? Well, everyone assumed on February the 8th, because I've been wrecking everyone's head, that's right, this is the year of trilogies. Glimpse was out in December, and my new book is out today. Labyrinth, ladies and gentlemen, the 3rd installment of the Joe Wright trilogy of poetry and spoken word. What I loved creating this. This is the only book. This is the only one that's not been edited by Christina Reynolds. Because a lot of this is just, to be perfectly honest, it's a lot of just self-reflection in it. It's political, but it's more about myself. It's a bit darker. It's when I was going through a few darker times over the last couple of years, and especially around COVID and stuff like that. So there's a few little bits in that. As you can tell, it's a lot smaller than the other 3 books. Like Hats and Oceans. But that's the kind of vibe I want to go with now next. I want to start bringing it down into a little soil like this. As I says, the saga continues. In Labyrinth, there's some great little pieces in it, and yeah, there's some incredible little pieces in this book. So, guys, announcement 3, Labyrinth. Get out and have a look at it. Go check it out. It's going to be on Amazon like the rest of the books. I'm going to link them all in my website. I'm going to link everything in my I'm going to link everything in my website. That's what I'm going to do. I say if you're walking and watching this now, you're going to be like, Jesus Christ, Joe, shut up. But I don't care. What a day. Labyrinth. That's announcement 3. Announcement 4. Yes, and yes. So, announcement 4. You thought I was releasing 1 book today. No, I'm releasing 2 books. Yes, 2 books, ladies and gentlemen. I know some people probably aren't in the mood for my political spoken word poetry. It's not meant for everyone. But I know you do like my theatre. And with that, the Joe Wright trilogy is out today. My Little Black Book of Plays. That's what this is. My Little Black Book of Plays, Astronaut, Columbia March. And as you can see, there is a 3rd one right here, which I will be announcing. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh yes. Announcement number 5. Because why not? The trilogy is concluded. DAFT. Ladies and gentlemen. DAFT. My new show. Hybrid of spoken word, hybrid of music, hybrid of farce, hybrid of classical theatrics. DAFT is about the housing crisis, an apt name as you can see. DAFT will be making its grand debut in Dublin on May 2nd and 3rd with 3 performances in Smock Alley Theatre. It is funded by the Arts Council. It is helped out by Fringe Lab, and it was developed at Smock Alley Seen and Heard. So this show has been through a lot. It's getting a lot, and rightly so, because it is a fantastic piece. And I know you're going to love this show. It's taken me years to write this piece because I had to be perfect for it. This is the show that I went to Europe, Paris and Bruges last year just to sit down and try and write it. And like I said, this is the year of trilogies. So yeah, DAFT is out this year, May 2nd. If you do want to read it beforehand, go check it out in my little black book of plays with Astronaut, Columbia March and DAFT. DAFT is going to be even better. Put it this way, it's the best show I've ever written. So I can't wait for everyone to see it. It's the first show I've gotten to perform in Dublin, or perform in Ireland, put it that way. It's the first show I've gotten actually to perform in Ireland since 2019. It's my first production back in Ireland since 2019. Which was, I tested out Cherry Glow in Seen and Heard back in 2019. Yeah, DAFT. It's going to be out May 2nd and 3rd in Smock Alley Theatre. I believe it starts at 8 o'clock. And here's even the best part. That's not even all. That's not even it. The best part is, I'm going to be in it. It's going to star Owen O'Sullivan, and it's going to star the absolutely baller, the absolute Corkonian queen herself, Molly Lynch, is going to be in it, lads. She's coming over from London to do this. So thank you, guys. Thank you, Molly. Thank you, Owen. It's going to be an absolute banger. And I cannot wait for everyone to see this. So that's what you got today, guys. DAFT. Little Black Book of Plays. New Music. Politic Volume 1. And another concluded trilogy. Labyrinth. That's right, the year of trilogies is here, ladies and gentlemen. My books, my music and my theatre is all getting the trilogies done today. And by the way, it's all on sale right now. So if you want tickets, go check out my website. They'll be on sale on Smock Alley's website, no problem. You can get a link through my website that'll bring you straight into Smock Alley's as well. I want to thank everyone involved, first of all. I want to thank everyone involved who has helped me so far in this journey of, let's call it what it is, journey of trying to create and trying to do something with myself. Originally I wanted to be an actor. I used to write as a young fellow, and I used to sing and stuff when I was younger. Thank you to Brian Conley. Brian Conley was my vocal coach. When when I was, how old was it? It was before I went to college. It was when I was in 6th year and I was hanging around, like I was one of the lads, let's say. It wasn't cool back then for me to be going and doing vocal lessons. And when I first rocked up, I thought I had to take a chance on myself because it's something I really wanted to do. So I do encourage you to do things like this. And when I went to Brian, the first time I done it, he looked after me, and from there I had the confidence to sing, and I never shut up singing now. Anyone who truly knows me knows I just burn the ears off you. So yeah, I want to thank him. I want to thank Gary Doyle for all the hard work he's put in over the years. All the imagery that you see out today, that's all him. That's always been him. He's absolutely smashing it as per as usual. Go check out his website. I'm sure we're gonna be working together at some point throughout the year. That's another little project that I haven't yet announced, but we will be doing something. So go check out Gary's website. I want to thank Christina Reynolds for all her hard work on Notions and Glimpse. I'm already starting a new project for later next year, and no doubt she'll be a part of it because she's incredible at what she does. She understands the work, she likes the work, and she's a great editor. So thank you, Christina, as well. I want to thank Eoin for all his hard work on Columbia March, all his future hard work on DAFT. An incredible performer, and I'm looking forward to sharing the stage with you again. To Emily Matthews, directed Astronaut, thank you very much for all your hard work on everything that you've done, all the technical stuff on Astronaut, all the directing, all the late nights and theft, and all the back and forth and the long hours, so I really appreciate that. I want to thank who else do I want to thank? Molly, I want to thank you for all the work you've done so far. Molly rings me every other day, or not every other day, anytime I'm talking to her. She says, what can I do to help? She's an absolute baller of a performer, and I cannot wait to share the stage with you for the first time. That's going to be incredible. Yeah, I want to thank everyone who's supported my career so far, everyone who's liked it, everyone who's shared everything. I'm an independent Irish artist. I am represented by Bloom Artist Management as an actor. I'm like everyone else. I just audition for things. Sometimes I do really well, sometimes it just doesn't work out. That's just the way it is. I hope for the next 5 years of my career that I get to express myself a little bit more, show you the work that I want to do, and let's change some attitudes, change some minds, and be disruptive. What do you think? That's all I got today, guys. Unfortunately, only the 5. And I'm not even be honest with you, I'm currently not even here today. This is a pre-recorded thing. I'm currently in Greece having a pint. Originally I wanted to go to New York, but sure, we know what the cost of living is like. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for all your support so far over the last couple of years. I'm going into phase 2 of my artistic choices. I'm going to be a lot more selective in how I do things, and I'm only going to get better with age, creatively. Myself personally, I haven't a clue. It could only go downhill from here, I suppose. I've nothing else. Go check out everything. That's it. Go check out everything. Go Politic on Spotify. If my new song isn't out today, it's going to be out in the next couple of days. You'll see that, so go check that out as well. Go on Amazon. Go check out all my websites. All 4 of my books. Go check them out. They're all here. Go check all them out. And then tickets are on sale for DAFT. So if you do want to get a ticket, because I have a funny feeling, I'm not usually confident, but I think this will do well. So go check out the tickets on Smock Alley's page. That's all I have from me. So now that I'm finished, like I said at the start, I want to help people with what I do, and so do my friends. Because I knew I'm going to be putting a lot in today, I knew I'm going to be sharing a lot of this, I'm going to be wrecking everyone's head. I knew that today would be a great day to announce what my friends are doing. I don't know the exact dates, but I will put the link in the description. Later this year, my two friends, Jamie and Eric, are going to be doing the cycle from Laytown to Galway. It's over 200 kilometres. They're going to be starting at 6 o'clock in the morning. They're already training and they're doing it all in aid of Breast Cancer Ireland. It's a great foundation. We all know someone who's been touched by cancer. We all know someone who's probably been beaten by cancer, and we all know someone who's survived through cancer, and that's because of great institutions and great charities like Breast Cancer Ireland. So my two close friends are going to be doing that big cycle. Over 200 kilometres in 12 hours, I think it's going to take. Over 12 hours it's going to take. And those two boys are like two boobs on bikes, so God knows what it's going to be like. Hopefully, we hope that the weather's going to be nice for them. We hope everything's going to go smooth. We hope that, all being well, that there's no injuries throughout the training. They're already training. But yeah, today, I'm going to put that link underneath here, and I want you all to donate. If you don't want to support whatever I'm doing, go support that. Go support what they're doing, because what they're doing is going to help a lot of people now. We know after the current cost of living, we know what the current crisis is like, that people's pockets are probably a little bit more shallow. So what they're doing, they're going to raise, they have a goal of £1,000. They think that's loads, they don't even know if they'll make it. I want you to smash it, please. So yeah, go check that out. Two boobs on bikes. That link is down in the description below. Follow the page and go and donate. If not then guys, that's me done, I think. Here's my cup of coffee. I'm going to finish my cup of coffee right now, and yeah, what a day. 30. Fucking 30. I didn't think I'd make it this long far, lads, I'm not going to lie. So yeah, hope you enjoy all my work. Thank you all once again, and have a great week. You're going to see a lot of me this week. I'm going to be all over the place. I apologise. This is what, 32 minutes long? Love it. I didn't even mention my failures. I'm in a clothing company. That was tax reasons. That was all tax. Don't you start. Thanks very much, guys. I'm going to leave you with this. This is one of the pieces from Politic. I'm going to record it now today as well, live. See you later, guys.